All right, everybody, here we are at our learning center today. We do have a lot of painting activities today, so if you want to change it up and use crayons, markers, pencils, stamps, whatever you want, you can do that also. But I do have a little bit of, there's 2 painting activities today, so I do apologize. But for our first activity today, we are going to use some yellow paint, a piece of paper, some scissors, and a marker. I also have some wipies on deck because we are going to be using our thumbprints and stamping using our thumb. But for our piece of paper, I'm just going to make this kind of look like a jar. We're going to do some lightning bugs, some fireflies in a jar for our last camping activity. You can do this at home also with an actual jar or a bottle or something that you may have. There's been a lot of fireflies where I live, so I don't know if there is any by you guys, but feel free to go outside, use a jar, use a bottle, and try and catch actual fireflies. Do let them go after you catch them, but so that your kiddo can see them. It's just a little something fun to do at home together and kind of fill up those, maybe those last couple hours or those last little bits before bedtime. So something to think about, but I am going to make this look as best of a jar as I can. Miss Haley is not an artist by any means, but I do try my best, and that's all that matters, right, everybody? And I think that looks like a jar. I think that looks pretty good. What does everybody think? Not too bad, right? You can either leave it on there, you can cut it out. I'm going to cut it out just to kind of practice on some fine motor skills. If you have tin foil at home, you can put a lid on it with tin foil. Glue the tin foil across to make it look like a lid to the jar if you want. But Miss Haley's going to make sure that her fireflies can come and go as they please. I'm going to keep my jar open. Alrighty. So here's my jar. We'll put our scissors away and our trash on the floor. So here's my jar. I'm just going to use my thumb and the yellow paint and stamp some fireflies into my jar. Maybe we can catch one more, and then you guys can help me count. We'll catch a couple more. Okay. I'm gonna wipe off my hand. And here's our fireflies. We're gonna add some detail to them in a minute, but let's count how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 little fireflies. Our fireflies need to know how to fly, so I'm going to put some wings on my fireflies. Let's see, 1 wing, 2 wing, maybe some dots so that they look like they're flying around my jar. And parents, you can wait until after the paint dries if you'd like. Alright, and then when they're dry, you can add faces if you want. But here's my little fireflies in my jar. Simple, easy. Again, nothing too crazy for our summer camp activities. So there's my fireflies. My next activity, as I said, does involve paint again, but this is a little bit of a sensory activity. It's a little bit of an abstract art type of activity. I just have a piece of paper, the same paints I had yesterday, blue, green, brown, a straw, and a paintbrush. What I'm going to do is kind of blob my paint onto the paper. Again, parents, you can just let your kiddos paint. This doesn't have to be a crazy, silly thing. So I'm doing some green, blobbing that onto my paper. I'll put some blue next to it. And then we'll put some brown down here. And then when you get the straw, you blow the paint around the paper. And you just have some blow art. They can use whatever colors they want. They can use as much or as little. You can fill it up and kind of do whatever you want with it. Any questions, comments, or concerns, you know where to reach me. If not, have a great weekend. Bye, everybody.